So this is your logging library. Okay. Sorry. These are different logging libraries like simple logger library, Java logger, log4j. And yesterday I was telling you, what is the use of logger? Yesterday I was telling you, what is the use of logger? What is the use of logger? Just see everyone. Just read this once again. So we write many system.out.println in the Java program, along with ex.print_trace in the try-catch blocks. Why we write? To understand the flow of the program and to see the errors in the program. Okay? But this will be useful for your local testing. But when you move this code to the server environment, like production environment, okay? So when you move all this code to that, you cannot use system.out.println because system.out.println only prints the messages in the console. That's all. See, wherever you are running the program, if you are running the program in your command prompt, it will print that in the command prompt. If you are running in Eclipse, it will print those messages in Eclipse. But with the help of loggers, we can log the messages in the console. We can write that to a file. We can control the log level, which I'm going to explain. Various important log levels like info, debug, error, and all that. Okay, for that we have to go with loggers. To use these loggers, these are the different libraries like simple logger library, Java logger provided by JDK, log4j, logback. Okay, these are the different libraries. Okay, say for example, I developed my project using logback, logging library. And after a few months, my organization told to, okay, my organization told to change the logging library from logback to log4j. Suppose we built this project using Maven. In Maven, we will add logback dependencies. And then in the Java classes, we add logback related classes to log the information. Okay. Logback is providing some logback is providing some information to log to print the messages, or logback is providing some method classes and methods to print some information, to print some messages, etc. Now, see, my development project is, and after my few organizations, my organization tell to change the logging library from logback to log4j. Suppose we build this project using Maven. In Maven, we'll add all the logback dependencies. Now, once my organization tells to change this logback to log4j, now what are the changes I should do? Changes is I need to change in Maven. In Maven form.xml, I need to change in Maven form.xml. I need to change the dependencies from logback to log4j. Next, I need to change to log4j classes and methods. Right, everything I have to change, right? So wherever logback related are used, I need to change. That means wherever logback related are used, logback related components are used. Components are used. I need to change to log4j components. Okay. So in this way, again after some time, okay, after some time, my organization tell, see, we don't need log4j. Our project is very simple. We can go with the Java logger provided by JDK. So again, I have to change all that, right? Now, this comes where SLF4j part. What is SLF4j is? SLF4j is a simple facet for logging systems. It provides common interface for various Java loggers. That means, for example, just see this diagram. Okay. So we will have an SLF4j API. We will have SLF4j API. Next, we will have simple logger. Next, Java logger provided by JDK. Next, log4j logger provided by JD. Log4j logger. Sorry. Next is logback logger. Now, if you see, now our program, Java program will use only SLF4j. Our Java program will use only SLF4j API. Now, if I use SLF4j API, I can easily switch back. Now, SLF4j API provides an interface. It provides interface, a common interface, where we can access any of the below logging libraries. See, if my program directly uses these libraries directly, suppose if my program directly uses these libraries, now I have to do a lot of changes again to make this program to point to this Again, I have to do a lot of changes. Suppose tomorrow I have to change the logging library again. I have to change the logging library from this library to say logback library. So I have to do changes in the program to again shift from here, from this library. I have to shift to here. I have to do a lot of changes. Now, if I use SLF4J API, if my Java program uses SLF4J API, without much changes, easily I can shift between any of the logging libraries. So first I can use this library. Tomorrow, if my organization or if my client tells that, okay, don't use this library, go shift to log4j library. That's all. Just with this interface only, I can shift. And how that is possible? This SLF4J API will take care of easily managing, accessing any of these libraries. Okay, so that is the main advantage of going for SLF4J API. Okay, so with the help of SLF4J, that's what SLF4J simple facet. Facet means it's an interface. It's an interface between the logging library and your program. Okay, it provides a common interface. So it is interface between your program and the logging library. So with the help of SLF4J, interface, we can easily manage our program to change from one logging library to other logging library. So that is the main advantage. Otherwise, what will happen is, if your program directly uses this library, you have to do a lot of changes tomorrow to change it to this library. Similarly, if tomorrow, if you're using this program, like your program directly accessing this library, so you have to do a lot of changes to this program to shift to this library. So if your program uses SLF4J API, it will be easy for you to easily shift between any of these libraries. And how that is handled? Internally, that is handled by this SLF4J API easily. Okay. So now you understood, right? So SLF4J API is an interface. It's an interface between your program and these logging libraries. Okay. Okay, now you see here. See, if I just go SLF4J API Maven dependency, let us see. So you got SLF4J 2. So this is the dependency you have. Okay. Now you see. What I'll do is, I'll show you one simple program. Okay, I'll show you one simple program how we can do that. Okay, let me take that. Very simple program. So what I'll do is, so now let me take Okay. Okay, man, I'll tell you. Just wait for some, okay, till next week. I'll tell you how to read Java 7, okay? So create a Maven project. So com dot slf4j demo. Today not possible, man. Today I have to cover this SLF4j. Okay. So this is SLF4j demo. Okay, now what I'll do is 1.5, I'll change this to 1.8. Or even I can go for 1.17 also. Okay. Now let us add this dependency. Now we are just logging some information. Okay. In the technical websites also this is coming. Sometimes the entertainment will mix with technology if the entertainment becomes popular, right? So, okay, I'm adding this. Okay, I'm taking the latest dependency. Now, what I'll do is, let us take now one simple library. Okay. So what I'll do is here, I'll just take logging using SLF4j. Okay, now what I'll do is here, I'll just say logger log is equal to logger factory. So see, first to obtain anything, first step is create an object of logger manager, or we can say logger object from the logger factory class. From the logger factory. This is the first step. Okay. So how do you do that? Logger factory dot get the logger, and I give this app dot class. This is how I do. And this is your SLF4j logger. SLF4j logger, org.slf4j logger factory. So first create an object of logger object from logger factory. Now using the logger object, so we can use methods like info. I'll tell you what is the use of this debug or error to log the message. When I say log the message, print the message like that. Okay. So how do I do is, say, let us assume, see, instead of system.out.println, we use log.info. I'll just give. So this is the first, this is the message from logger. SLF4J logger. Okay. So that's all. So this is the message from SLF4J logger. Now, if I run this program, see, I'll run this program. Now you see, I got a message like defaulting no logger implementation. See, what I did is here, I just used only this API. Sorry, I just used only this API, that's all. But I have to tell to this SLF4J which logging library, the actual implementation of the logging library is provided in these, any of these 4 of these libraries. Now I have to tell to SLF4J which logging library I have to use. I just used only this API. This is only an interface actually. This is only an interface. But the actual implementation, you know the difference between an interface and implementation, even in core Java, right? Interface only provides the method, but the actual implementation of that method will be provided by the class that implements the interface, right? Now, similarly here also, if you see, I just use the interface, but there is no implementation. I'm just using this interface. Now I have to tell to SLF4J, to use either of these implementations. These are the implementations actually. This is an interface. This is an interface. So this is an interface. And these are the implementations. These are the implementations. Now, for example, now I wanted to use, say, for example, I want to use log4j. I'll use log4j. Log4j, I wanted to use. Now, for that, I have to add a simple dependency. That's all. So what I'll do is, so let us take SLF4j log4j to Maven. Okay. Now go here. Okay, this is the implementation. So let us take this. So this is your, no, not this one. SLF4j log4j. So log4j. Okay, this one only. This is the log. Let me do. Let me do this now. Let me write now. So no operation. No, it is actually, we have to use the correct library. This is not the correct library. Let me take org data SLF4j log4j to a. Let me do this. See, we have to do the correct library because this logging versions changes keeps on. org SLF4j log4j to Maven. No, this is not the correct library. 1 minute. So let me go this. Use the correct libraries. let me take SLF4J log4j. Actually, if you take SLF4J, if I take 1 dot version, okay, let me go with the older version. If I take SLF4J API, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. First, I'll use this one, Maven dependency. Let me go with this. Don't go with alpha versions. Let us go with this one, 1.7.36. Okay, let me take this version. So I'll use this version. Okay, let us take this version. Okay, for now, for time being just. Now, if you go with this version, so the corresponding log4j will be this version. Okay, the corresponding log4j will be this version. SLF4j. SLF4j log4j Maven. Okay. So the corresponding this one. Okay. 1.7.SLF4j. This one. Now you see org.slf4j. Let me add this dependency. Okay. So let me add this one. The source format. Okay. Now you see, this is the SLF4j. Let me now run the program. I'll just run this one. Okay. Now you see, you are not getting now. It is no appenders could be found for logger. Okay, that is fine. You are not getting that. That we'll see. But now we are not. You are not getting now that that information. Like earlier, see, for example, if you don't have this this library, suppose if you don't have this library, you are using only the API version. So what is happening when you run the program? So you got a different one. See, defaulting no operation logger implementation. See, that means I am using only the API. I defined only the API, but we have to tell to this API to use any of this logging library. So for that, either I can provide log4j or logback or this logger or simple logger. Okay. Now for that, for example, if I want to add log4j, I'll add in the dependency section. I'll add in the dependency section. Like, yeah, I can remove this also. So I'll add in the dependency section log4j 12. I mean, this is log4j 1.2 version. I'll show you log4j 2 also. Okay. So this is your log4j 1.2 version. So we are using this version. Now, if I use this, now I'm telling that to SLF4j to use this log4j library as a implementation. Okay. So it means so this is the dependency. This is the log4j implementation where SLF4j will use. Okay. I mean, this is a API interface and this interface will use this version. Suppose if I want to use a logback, suppose I want to use logback, just a simple change, that's all. So tomorrow I want to change logback. So what I'll do, so I don't need to change anything here. Because these are all the interfaces, I don't need to change anything. So now I'll tell to SLF4j just to change this dependency. So for logback, let me see. So tomorrow I want to change to logback. So what I'll do, so logback SLF4j. Okay. So just come here, add this part. I think we have, yes. So add this part, just 1 minute. I think it will be chqs log back slf4j. Okay, fine. I'll just comment on this. Suppose if I want to use log back, okay? Let me see here. But SLF, I think this got deprecated. Let me see. I think it will be log back classic if I remember. Yeah, classic. Log back classic. Yeah. So you can go to any of this. See, here we have vulnerabilities are there. You can just go here and take 1.2.5. I think this is the log back classic. Okay. So okay. So no error. So if I run now this program, let me say now, just run. Now it is using SLF4j. Internally, it is using logback. Now you see. From logback, you got this message, right? You see. For log4j, why did not get this? We have to add some configuration there. Okay, I'll tell you that configuration. That's why we did not see that message. Okay, I'll tell you that log4j. Our focus will be more on the log4j implementation. Okay, in this logging library, whereas log4j is the most popular logging library. Our focus will be on the logging library. Okay, fine. You see. Now you see whatever now I am printing this message, it is coming now. Okay, it is coming. Okay. So whatever I'm printing this message, it is coming. So this message is from SLF4j logger. Okay, so this is your log back class. So this now this is dependency. So this is the depend. So so this is for SLF4j. So now we are telling that this dependency is for the log back implementation. This is the log back implementation where SLF4j we use. Now with now you can see just by changing the dependencies, we don't need to change the class. We don't need to change the class. No, I think I don't know, some coverage is going on. Just I'm there. I don't know why. I don't know why it has come this color right. Okay. So just by changing this dependency, okay, from log4j to logback, see, without changing this code, see, that is advantage. Without changing this Java code, just if you change the dependency between logback to log4j or from log4j to logback, you will be able to switch the logging libraries. Otherwise, what will happen is if you don't have SLF4j, and if you directly use the logging libraries like log4j and SLF4j, you have to change here also, because log4j will give one logger object, which is not, it is a part of your log4j package directly. And similarly, logback will give one logger object, which is part of your logback object. You have to change all the methods and classes here. But if you use SLF4j, what will happen is, say here, this is the package, SLF4j logger and SLF4j logger factory. So you, without changing this, just you shift these dependencies, that's all. So to use logback classic, you'll use this. To use log4j, you'll use this. That's all. Okay. So like that. Understood, everyone? Now, if you want to go with the simple JDK logger, Java provided JDK logger. Actually, there is a JDK logger also, where it is provided by JDK. So what is the dependency we'll use? Let us see that. So SLF4J, SLF4J, JDK logger. JDK logger. Mammon. Yeah, if you go here, you can take this any of this. So this is your SLF4J JDK logger. Okay, so let me comment out this. That's all. So if you go for this is SLF for the JDK14. I mean, like this uses actually internally this logging library is provided not by logback or log4j. Log4j and logback are third party, but this is provided by your Java library as part of your JDK installation. That is probably managed by Oracle. Oracle manages Java, right? So it is managed by Oracle. So if I actually change this, okay, just format it. So that's all. Just you run the program now. Now I don't need to change this class. Okay, still it is using SLF4J, and internally it is using this library. I just add the implementation dependency in Maven. So run as. Okay, you got this. See, you got this message. So whatever you are printing here, log.info. So and this is provided not by logback or log4j. This logging library implementation is now JDK logging, JDK logger. I did not change this class. I did not change this class. Without changing this class, I just changed the dependency. This is the JDK logger implementation, where SLF4J we use. Okay. Now there is a simple logging library also, where SLF4J has its own implementation. SLF4J internally has its own implementation, which is called simple library. That is what this one. Simple logger. Okay. So let us actually take that. So just I will change this dependency. That's all. So for that, go to Maven. SLF4J simple logger Maven. See, don't actually alpha versions don't take, because these are all still in not stabilized for production. Okay, actually don't take alpha or beta versions. Okay, alpha is somewhat better when compared to beta, but still they have to be stabilized actually. So take this one. No, okay, you can remove the scope test. Okay. Okay, if I run this program, now internally it uses simple logging library implementation, not logback, not log4j, not JDK log. So it uses simple logging. Now you see, simple logging. So this is provided by SLF4J only. It has its own implementation for that interface, simple logging. So this is the simple logging implementation, where simple logger implementation, where SLF4J uses. Now everyone understood. See how we are achieving just by changing this just by changing the implementation libraries in form.xml and without touching this class, we are able to shift between the logging libraries. Without touching the actual Java code. Otherwise, what will happen is if you use it directly the logging libraries in your Java code, you have to change these packages also, because log4j will come with its own package, and it will come with its own class to log the messages. And tomorrow, if I want to change from log4j to logback, I have to change these packages again, the classes, everything. I have to touch the Java code also. I have to touch the Java code also. Okay. See, understood, right? Everyone understood, right? Any doubts? Okay, without touching this code, without touching the Java code, just we are changing the dependency implementations. Now, our focus, you might ask, okay, SLF4 is an interface, but the actual implementation we have to see. Whether we'll go with log4j or logback or Java logger provided by JDK or simple logger. Our focus in this course will be this one, log4j. So our main focus in this in this tool, in this SLF4j is log4j. So we'll see examples with log4j. Okay, because log4j is the most popular and all that. Okay. Okay, now without using SLF4j, how I will use log4j directly. Log4j2 version is log4j2. Now it is not log4j, log4j2. How I will use log4j2 in my Java program. So let us see first this one. Okay. And then see how it is tightly coupled. More if I want to change to logback or some other logging library, and then with SLF4j, how we will handle. So first, like create a Maven project for log4j2. So what I'll do is, so file new Maven project. Let me take like this com.log4j2 demo, log4j2 demo, com.log4j2 demo. Okay, this is my project. Now I'm not using SLF4j, directly the log4j. That means directly I'm writing the program directly connecting to log4j without this interface. Okay, without this one. Okay, directly I'm using log4j. Just to make you understand. Okay. Now this is my log4j2 demo. Let me change this property. Java build path. I'll remove this. Let us make to 1.8. Okay. Fine then. So what I'll do, yes, tightly couple will happen if I use log4j2 directly. So now let us add now first the dependencies. I'm not using now SLF4j, directly the log4j2 libraries. Now I'm writing the program directly connecting to log4j2, not through this way, not through this way. I'm not using this way, I'm using directly from here. So now let me now write the program. First, I'll add if I use directly the log4j dependency, I need to add two dependencies. One is log4j core. So take this version. So first I'll add, now I'm not using SLF4j, directly the log4j libraries. Okay, log4j core. So this is one library. Similarly, I will go for another dependency. Two dependencies I have to add. One API, just like how I'm using SLF4j API and the implementation. Here also I have to use log4j API and the implementation. So another one is log4j API. So here I go. See, I'm not using SLF4j, directly the log4j. Source format, okay? So always better to take from Maven only. Okay, don't remember these versions. Always take the latest versions from Maven. So one API, another for core. Core is the actual implementation of logging. Okay. Now what I'll do? So what I'll do now? Next, I have to write the classes right now. Right, I have to write the class. So for that, what I'll do? Let me go to your app.java. Now here, see in SLF4j, I use logger factory. So here also I have to get, see, I'm not using SLF4j directly. Directly the logger. See, I want to tell you how tightly coupled this implementation is. One, create first always logger object. This is the first and foremost. Whatever library you use, create logger object. So in log4j, I use like this. Logger is equal to logger dot get. What happened? Okay. This one is not like that. I did not save it. So now you see Apache logging log4j logger. This is the class. Okay. So logger dot get logger, right? Of app.class. What happened? Is it the correct library? org.apache. No, not this one. org.apache.log4j core.logger. Okay. Like this logger dot log manager dot get logger. Okay. App.class. So this returns logger. Okay, I'll remove this part. I'll use this logger. Okay. Now what I'll do? I'll say logger dot info. This is the message coming from logger. Okay. Now you see. Now you see, I directly have written this program using log4j directly. I'm not using SLF4j. Okay, I'll run this program. Okay, I'll just see. Okay, I'm not getting anything because in log4j I have to do some configuration. I'll tell you all that configuration, how we will do and all that. But our focus is on log4j. But tomorrow I want to change. Tomorrow I want to change this log4j implementation to log back. Again, what I have to do, you see, I have to change this, all the log4j to log back, right? And then I have to change this also, because it is using here log4j. Tomorrow I have to use logback dependence, logback packages. Now this is a tightly coupling or not, but you take the earlier example and this example, you see the difference. You see the difference between earlier example and this example. You see the difference. In the earlier example, we changed only the dependencies here. We changed only the dependencies, but we did not touch it this class. We did not touch it this class because SLF4j is providing an interface between any of the logging libraries. That means you can use this class methods between any logging libraries. You can go for logback or you can go for log4j or anything. But in this example, if you see, I have to change this also because these are the part of your log4j packages. So tomorrow, if I want to change it to logback, I have to change this code also. I mean, wherever this place is there. Right? So earlier, in the earlier example, only in the maven pom.xml only you have to add the dependencies. You have to change the dependencies, but not in the actual Java code. But here, what is happening is, so here you are making a tightly coupling. So tomorrow, between log4j, you want to convert to logback, you have to change this and everything. For example, now, so that means with this SLF4j logger factory, with SLF4j logger factory, with the like SLF4j logger factory. Okay. You can log messages. You can use logger objects. We can create logger objects to log any messages using any logging library. Any logging library like log4j or logback or JDK logger or yes, a simple logger. Okay, like this. Understood, everyone? So the next class, what I'll do is, our focus will be on log4j loggers. So we'll go in depth of log4j loggers. Okay, it will take almost 3 to 4 days of sessions for log4j logger. Next week is completely on log4j. I mean, log4j using this SLF4j API. I mean, implementation is log4j, but the API is SLF4j. So we'll see different types of log message formattings, appenders, console appenders, file appenders, rolling file appenders, editivities. Okay, we'll cover all the important topics in the log4j from next class onwards. Okay, what we'll be covering? So log4j deep dive. Log4j deep dive like appenders. Okay, next is editivities. Next, logging levels. Okay, message formats. Okay, thread context. So all will be covering in the log4j deep dive. Okay. So, but we'll use SLF4j API only. So we'll use SLF4j API. The implementation will be log4j. Okay. Yeah, actually, yeah, for the latecomers, yeah, this is just, please note down this. Please note down this. Okay. So anyhow, this is, see, ours is a tools course only, right? Tools course. Tools means not like Spring Boot or microservices course. Tools means so we can have weekly 4 days and complete the tools. Okay, not an issue. The rest of the days you use for the practicing and reading the practice the tools and all that. See, why means I have other work actually. I have to complete some projects actually. So because what will happen is uh, I'll be working in US timings. So Friday night also I'll be spending a lot of time. So Saturday I have to take some rest actually. Similarly, so I have to do some projects. So even Monday also my work starts early actually. So I have to complete the projects actually. Sunday anyhow holiday, right? Sunday anyhow holiday. So otherwise Saturday and Monday 2 days I have to do some projects because I have to take some rest also. Okay. So you actually believe me or not, I work almost 18 hours per day. 18 hours per day. So imagine how much rest I have. This is a fact. I mean, I work for different projects and all that. So what I thought is anyhow, this is a tools course only. See, if it is a really a Spring Boot microservices or the actual programming course, for the earlier batch, I have taken almost only for without Sunday, only for except Sunday, I have taken all the classes. But since it's a tools course, tools is morely focusing on the usage of the tools. That's all. So programming, there is no in-depth of programming. So that's why I thought 4 days I'll take for you so that I'll get some rest time. So again, after this tools batch, again, I'll switch to programming course. After completing this tools course, I'll start Spring Boot and microservices course. No. I don't work as freelance. Okay, I'm actually, I work for a startup. Okay. So we are building some products. Okay. Okay, then. So that's why actually that is a reason. So that is a reason actually, since it's a tools course, I'm taking this so that I can take some rest actually. See, Sunday anyhow, so only Monday and Saturday. I'm just giving 2 days extra. That's all. Okay. So just to follow this, timings will be 7:30 only. Okay. If there is any change in timings, I'll let you know. So 7:30 to 9. Okay. I mean, 8 till 8:45, I'll wind the session. The next I'll take question answers. Okay. So take this. Okay. This one you not required actually. Yes. So this is what, because why I told this, because uh, few students are asking why sir Saturday Monday classes are not there. To explain that reason, I told I work 18 hours per day. Generally, I will not tell that my work timings and all that. But since you asked why you are not taking the classes, that for that reason I told you that. Okay. So follow this. So the next week is completely on log4j, and all these topics will be covering. Very, very important. Okay. All these topics will cover next week. Okay, then. Any doubts, any questions till now?